beer, it's good for you.
Hello and welcome to the video. If you've ever woken up with that dreaded pounding headache after a fun night's drinking, then this video is for you, which I guess includes all of us. Within this video we'll be diving into the fascinating world of hangover cures, both old and new. From ancient herbal remedies to modern science-backed solutions, this video has you covered. So let's get into it. Before we start talking about the potential cures, let's quickly touch on what actually causes a hangover. Alcohol is a diuretic, meaning it makes you pee much more, which dehydrates your body. On top of that, alcohol irritates your stomach lining, potentially disrupts your sleep, and causes a spike in inflammatory responses when you indulge in too much of it. Thankfully, it is not all bad news though, as there are cures. Let's now take a look back to see how people in ancient times handled hangovers. Spoiler alert, some of these might surprise you. First of all, the Aztecs used prickly pear extract. This desert plant was believed to help reduce hangover symptoms like nausea and dry mouth. And actually, modern research actually backs this one up. Studies show it may reduce inflammation caused by alcohol consumption. Next, the Romans swore by a recipe that might turn your stomach today, which was raw eggs mixed with vinegar, salt and pepper. It is what is known as a prairie oyster. The idea was to coat the stomach and replace electrolytes. Using eggs as part of a hangover cure is still part of some cultures even today, but they all date back to old history. Back in the Middle Ages of medieval Europe, eel soup was the go-to cure for hangovers. This is rich in fatty acids and is believed to be soothing for the stomach. I guess there are no eels in your fridge though, and you're not alone, but as someone who grew up near London in England, I have enjoyed jellied eels when served with mashed potatoes. However, I am not sure if I will be able to stomach such food while hungover, in all honesty. Okay, let's now fast forward to the present day. Now that we have a better understanding of what our body needs to recover from a hangover, here are some science-backed cures that could actually work for you. First up, hydration. It sounds simple and it is, but water is your easy go-to remedy after a night of drinking. Better yet, grab something with electrolytes like coconut water or sports drinks. Dehydration is one of the main culprits behind that splitting headache. Next up we have vitamin B and zinc supplements. A study published in 2012 showed that taking vitamin B and zinc supplements may well reduce the severity of hangovers, as put simply they have been found to help your body process alcohol more efficiently. So stock up before your next party, or better still, introduce vitamin and mineral supplements into your morning routine. You may well feel better for it even when you're not hungover. If you're feeling queasy as a result of over-drinking, then ginger tea rather than ginger beer is an excellent natural remedy. It has been used for centuries to ease nausea, and it can help settle your stomach when it's giving you hell after a night out. Ginger has been used for a very long time within Chinese medicine, but in the West, a 2016 study concluded that the plant is an effective and inexpensive treatment for nausea. A cup of ginger tea the morning after a heavy night could be a cheap way of providing something to calm your stomach and replenish your system with much needed water. Some people swear by activated charcoal to prevent hangovers, thinking it absorbs alcohol toxins. But here's the truth, it doesn't actually work for hangovers according to experts. Charcoal cannot absorb alcohol in the way that it does other toxins, since it does not bind alcohol or prevent its absorption into the bloodstream, so as such it should not be used as a hangover prevention or cure. In fact, ingesting activated charcoal with alcohol or during the next day may increase nausea and vomiting, with a high risk of dangerous aspiration and lung injury, so you should skip this as a cure, and skip it altogether for sure. Now let's talk about some of the more, shall we say, creative modern day cures. They might seem a little funky, but hey, people do swear by them. First up we have IV drip therapy. Now this may seem extreme, but clinics have popped up that offer IV treatments loaded with vitamins, minerals and fluids. These promise to rehydrate you quickly and relieve hangover symptoms. Within my research on this topic, the typical content within IV hydration therapy includes anti-nausea and pain medication, water which naturally provides hydration, as well as a vitamin mix. You can also expect content that includes electrolytes to assist further with vomiting and also fatigue. It's pricey, but in my opinion cannot be seen as a cure for everyone, but may relieve certain symptoms. Apparently the time that this will take to have an effect will also vary from person to person, but can take some hours. Pickled cucumbers are known as pickles in the US and Canada, whereas they are known as gherkins in the UK, South Africa, Australia and New Zealand. Believe it or not, gherkins or pickle juice is trending as a hangover remedy. Packed with electrolytes and sodium, and is said to help balance your fluids and get you back on track. You will either love the taste or hate it, but certainly there is no harm to be done by trying this. However, there seems to be no actual evidence that pickle juice or gherkin juice can prevent or cure a hangover. More and more common at your local chemist or pharmacy are hangover pills. There are a lot of different brands of hangover pills on the market these days. They typically contain aspirin, caffeine, vitamins and other supplements to promote alertness, energy, hydration, as well as headache relief. One thing a lot of them mention is that they are easier on the stomach, unlike coffee. The version I'm showing on screen I bought myself during a recent trip to Greece. This one is to be taken before and after a heavy drinking session and promises recovery. My impression in testing these is that while they may help, they simply combine various ingredients that you can probably obtain more cheaply separately, and are certainly not a miracle cure. Personally, I've only tried this version though. Perhaps there are other brands that do better. Do let myself in the community know if you have found one that you can recommend. Next up, we have exercise as soon as possible after you wake up hungover. Sounds far from ideal to me, but there are people that claim you can simply sweat out the alcohol with exercise, though there is absolutely no proof to actually support this. If you do decide to try this, then be sure to hydrate fully before exercising, as naturally the alcohol in your system has dehydrated you. If your urine is clear, then this is a good indicator that you are hydrated. Also, if you're feeling very tired, exercise can lead to a greater chance of injury, so you're going to need to be careful and potentially selective when it comes to your choice of exercise. There is also the chance that you could still be drunk, as alcohol still stays in your system for many hours. Just 4 pints of beer can take over 8 hours to clear, so once again this could be a personal safety risk. Going for a walk is probably going to be more advisable as the risks are minimal and it could help clear your head. Okay, so while it's great to know how to cure a hangover, the best option is to prevent one in the first place. Here are a few tips you can follow that will still let you have a great night. Firstly, pace yourself. This could mean simply drinking slower or alternating between alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. Eat before drinking. A full stomach slows alcohol absorption and will allow you to enjoy your evening far more. Know your limits, listen to your body and don't overdo it. Hydrate yourself. Start off by drinking a fair supply of water before you go out, and then drink some more water before bed to avoid dehydration overnight. So there you have it. Whether you prefer ancient eel soup or modern day electrolyte drinks, there's a hangover cure out there for everyone. I find personally that when it comes to a hangover, nothing that I have tried beats hydrating and resting. Have you tried any of these remedies, or maybe you have a go-to hangover hack? Let the community know in the comments section of this video. I do hope that you found this video useful, informative and interesting. If so, why not consider liking and subscribing? For further support you can join the channel's Facebook group, and if you would like to support the channel then check out the channel's merchandise store, as all profits go back into the channel. Until next time, happy brewing!